Hello again. Today I'm going to be working on a map that I have been making for the past couple of weeks. As you can see, I have a fair bit of work done. It's not too much. There's still a vast majority of the map to be made. But what I have so far is pretty good. But I haven't worked on it since 1.17 came out, which means that we have all of these new blocks to work with. The different ores, different types of stone, or deep slate, what's this again? Calcite, tuff, um, dripstone, and blocks of the raw metals, as well as amethysts, um, and copper, and it's all really cool. But now that I've shown you this, I'm going to destroy this because it's creating a bunch of particles, and some of them could be seen inside of there, which is not something I want at the moment, but it'll be really cool for ambience later. Yeah, I've already gone through which ones of these I'll probably want to use to update what I've made so far, and it's only these four. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that right now. So yeah, as you could probably tell, I was more or less happy with how it turned out the first time, so I just sprinkled a bit of the blocks in here. Um, and now I think that I'm going to give you a run-through of the map from where, well, normal people would spawn in. Okay, let me just put myself to game mode adventure. So yeah, we'll start in adventure mode. We can look at the credits later at the very end, considering they're not completely made yet. But here's the rules, and I'll be setting command block outputs to false later on. So yeah, the rules are never leave your minecart manually, and never use commands. And oh yes, there is no other info yet. Oh yeah, but I haven't clicked the credits, so now. And we can get a bow here. I forgot that was still on. Give me a sec, I'm gonna turn that off. Only the peak of map making experience here. So I fixed that. Now we're gonna go back to press this button for a bow and arrow. Use the bow to shoot the button, which makes us go into here. Ah, and I hadn't reset this place either. Oh well. Okay. So now press this button to get over there. This button to get back out. And usually, if I had reset the map correctly, we would have to place the button here and then press it, but... And that's all. In case you're curious about everything outside that looks a lot larger than what I showed you, yeah, those are Easter eggs. I will not be showing you how to get them, unless they just, like, come with playing the map. But as you can see, there's a road to a secret area here. It opens somehow, not going to tell you how. But I can tell you that the Easter eggs are not required to finish the map. They're just something fun to get along the way. But yeah, that is all for sort of renovating this area. I think that I'm going to just continue this out a bit further and then do the second area. So yeah, I've extended it. I've also extended the roof, and as you can see, there's a fun little lighting glitch happening here. And now I just need to think about what the next area will be. This is going to be predominantly a puzzle map, so it should be some sort of puzzle. But considering how small the last section was, I don't really want to open it too big. I do plan in the future to make it so that um, they will eventually be forced out of the minecart and have to do something outside of the minecart and then get back into the minecart. But I don't think that that should be now, considering that would be a new mechanic in the map. Um, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do, so I'll be back soon. Okay, so since last recording, I made a mock-up of the sort of area that I wanted to be in, and I think that's going to be one large hallway, and then it's going to branch out a bit into something more complex, but this is sort of going to be a training section. So as you can see, the first sort of uh, test, the first sort of obstacle is just going to be they're gonna come. Oh, no, not good, not good. Okay, um, they're just gonna come down here. They're going to stop there. They're gonna go back because there's not really a way to keep going forward. I might have to end the powered rails earlier, but as you can see, you can't get out of this little hole except by using this. And then you can go backwards apparently. Um, yeah, I tried to make a little command block contraption that would cancel out the minecart's momentum no matter what if it was on an unpowered powered rail. So it would just um, come down there and then it couldn't be moved no matter what. But I couldn't figure out how to do that. So yeah, it's not going to be perfect. So a lot of the puzzle is going to have to account for that in its making. And that, in fact, might be some of the mechanics that will be required in the puzzles. Um, but yeah, in the minecart, they'll have to press this button, and then they'll have to go like that. Um, yeah, and then there'll be something similar on this side. Let me just whip something up. Um, so yeah, like this, and there'll be rails there. But then you need to press this button, and then this button, and I'll need to make this a powered rail. Um, put that back. Yeah, and if you don't replace it, then you have to go all the way back here, which will be annoying, but it's not the worst thing. Wait, did I? I did make it incorrectly. Oh well, later you'll have another time lapse of me fixing that. Um, and then it'll just go on further. Um, so the correct solution to this will be uh, whatever. It won't come back. Yeah, you can't get over that just by pressing forward. Um, but you can do that, which is going to be annoying that it exists. Um, because it kind of means that this whole thing is kind of pointless, but like, I guess that's a fun thing for speedrunners to come across, maybe. Um, if any speedrunners take the time to speedrun this. Um, yeah, that is annoying. Um, I could sort of just have command blocks that recenter the minecarts on the rails if it's unpowered, In fact, I think that that is going to be uh, the best solution here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fix the ceiling, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished the first one, and one thing that I did do is I included detector rails here because I don't want many um sort of just repeating command blocks going at once because that will really just sort of not help with lag. Um, so yeah, gonna have to come in here to start it. Um, and let's see, does it work? It doesn't work. Is that because I didn't change it to repeat? That is because I didn't change it to repeat. Also because no entity was found? Excuse me? Um, let's see if I can debug this. Distance equals 3. Oh, that probably means that it has to be... Okay, so I need it to be dx equals 1 because this is in the z coordinate. And dz equals, and let's say 2. So it'll teleport any minecarts that are... It does not. That should TP all the minecarts that are there. Maybe it also needs a DY. I can just set that to literally as high as I want because it's not like a minecart is going to be that high. So that should create basically an area about this big that it'll TP minecarts from. No, about, yeah. Okay. As you can see, it seems to be working. And it's not letting me move, which is great for now. But as soon as I want to move, so now I need to make it so that it checks for if this rail is powered off. That is relatively simple. Execute if block, and I'm gonna put the run there just to be easier later. If block -9 46 57. Is powered underscore rail, but it needs to be powered equals false. So yeah, now it should only teleport the minecart if the powered rail is false, or if the powered rail is unpowered, which it looks like it is doing. So now I just need to repeat for this one. And one thing that is important is that it needs to be teleporting the minecart and not the player, because otherwise it will sort of just not if it's TPing the minecart and not the player, it won't or if it's TPing the player, then it will sort of grab the player outside of the minecart, and it will, and then the player won't be riding the minecart anymore. So even if you teleport them both at the same time, if you're teleporting the player goes outside of the minecart no matter what. But if you're teleporting the minecart, the player is still riding the minecart, and so the player stays inside the minecart. Beautiful. Yeah. See ya after I do that. Okay, so I finished that, and I did have to change the selector. I had to change it to the distance of x equals 0, distance of z equals 0, and y equals 46, so that it only took minecarts that were right here, or in that block, or yeah, because and it still works. Like you can't do this. Um, you can't you can't go to the center. It still works, so everything is functional. Um, but yeah, I think that I'm actually going to use that sort of system to make a few other repeating command blocks that are for that area. Stop repeating while I'm over here to conserve lag. Um, but here is how you're supposed to play through this area. Eventually, and I know that I broke my own rules, but eventually there will be stuff over here for the minecarts to not fall into the void on. Um, but that is for next video, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just do a few lag improvements, and then I'll be off. So have a good day, everybody, and see y'all next time.